Hey guys, what's going on? My name's Daniel and welcome to my channel. I'm going to be showing all of you beautiful people 5 things that you can start doing right now to live a more sustainable life, to save money and waste less in general. Sustainable living is a mindset and practice that seems to be growing more and more in popularity. I'm personally motivated to live a sustainable life because I want to save money, waste less, 2 things that both happen whenever I consume less, and I also want to depend far less on other people for my everyday needs. While sustainability is a trending topic and very important as well, it can be very tricky to know where to start in your sustainable living journey. That's why I'm glad to be sharing with you 5 things you can start doing to waste less, save money, and rely more on yourself and less on others. The very first sustainable change that you can make in your life is very, very simple, and I believe applies to just about everybody. In all of our everyday lives, I can only imagine the sheer quantity of paper towels that we're tearing off, using, and throwing away on a daily basis. I still use paper towels for things like bacon grease and other things that I would prefer to end up in the trash, but for all of my everyday messes, I have started using towels instead of paper towels. These are basic, ordinary washcloths that I use to clean up all of my ordinary messes. I personally went with 100% organic washcloths just because that's my preference, but you can use any sort of towels that you want to go buy or that you might already have on hand, and whenever you use them to clean up your messes, you throw them right into the washing machine, wash them, dry them, fold them, and put them right back where you got them. I personally keep my towels that I reuse over and over again in a little crafty basket like this. You can keep them in a crafty basket. I've seen some people keep them in glass jars. It doesn't really matter because the whole point is that you're now using a reusable substitute instead of paper towels that can be used once and thrown away. And that is our first sustainable swap that I believe anybody can do. The second sustainable swap you can make might be very difficult for some people, but whenever you get used to it, it can actually be much more fulfilling than the alternative. Our second sustainable hack is making coffee at home. It's sustainable for 2 reasons. One is because you're not generating the plastic waste that you do at all of these coffee shops. 2, it's financially sustainable because of all of the money you save. If you go to Starbucks and get a $5 cup of coffee every single day, 5 times 30 is $150. That was quick math there. That's $150 that you could have in your pocket instead of a Starbucks drink every single day that you drink and throw away the plastic container. Whereas when you make coffee at home, you can very easily make coffee for less than $1 a cup. And it's a swap that is very simple and easy to do. You just need to find a way of making coffee at home that is as fulfilling as that Starbucks drink. I make coffee using a mocha pot, cold brew, pour over, and even Nespresso. And no matter which of those methods I choose, I am saving far more money than I would be if I was going to a coffee shop every single day. That doesn't mean never go have your favorite coffee flavored drink from your favorite cafe. It just means on a regular basis, you should be making coffee at home. And that is our second sustainable hack. Make your own coffee at home. Before I dive into the third sustainable hack, I just wanted to remind all of you beautiful people that I'm so glad you could be here. Sustainability is such a fun topic, and I am Sustainable Dan, and I'm glad to be talking about it. If you get value out of this video, I always appreciate hitting that like button. And if this is a channel that you could see yourself becoming a part of the community, I always appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button. If you're looking for any extra resources, I always try to leave useful links down in the description below. Now that that's out of the way, let's go into our third sustainable hack. Hopefully you've noticed that none of these are really convoluted, they're not tricky, they're not difficult to do, and most of them are really common sense. And that is going to be true for our third sustainable hack. Something that each and every single one of us should be using multiple times on a daily basis is soap. You're using it to keep your hands clean, you're using it to wash your hair, you're using it so that you don't stink in front of other people, and almost every soap product that you find in the market comes in a plastic container and actually isn't soap. Almost all of the soap products that you'll find at your local store are actually detergents filled with all kinds of unusual chemicals that you don't know anything about. For me personally, a lot of these detergents actually cause me to get rashes. They dry my skin out and are otherwise unpleasant. But this sustainable hack was so easy for me to make because it doesn't involve any plastic containers. It involves ingredients that I'm duly familiar with, and it is much better for my skin than these other products. And that is using a bar of soap. Whenever you buy a bar of soap in a non-plastic container, you're eliminating all of that waste that would have been made. And also, whenever you get a real bar of soap, it's made out of real soap. If you don't know where to get real soap, most stores carry bars of soap just like this. If it's not liquid and you could read the ingredients and understand what's going on, it's probably good to go to. So those are our first 3 sustainable hacks. Now the next 2 are going to require a little bit more from you, but I believe that they are far more worth it than the other 3 sustainable hacks. Number 4 on the list is composting your kitchen scraps. Composting your kitchen scraps is an easy way to take things that you would normally put in the landfill and you're going to break them down so that they are usable organic material for your yard, for your garden, etc. What you are doing when you start composting is you are re-entering the cycle of life. You're taking your veggie scraps, you're putting them together. Maybe you're putting them in a tumbling composter. I start mine off in a little bin just like this on my countertop, and they go out into my yard in a tumbling composter. And as those things that were once alive break down, bacteria break them down, eat them, they then once again return to my gardens, return to my yard as something that is going to bring about more life. Now we're moving on to the 5th sustainable hack. This is the one that is the most important to me, and that is grow your own food. There are so many different reasons why growing your own food is better for you, your family, for the earth, etc., the community around you. Whenever you grow your own food in your backyard, you no longer need to take a tomato that was grown in, let's say, Mexico, sprayed with chemicals, transported all the way to how many different locations along the way, stopped at your grocery store, then you drive to your grocery store, pick it up, bring it to your house. All of that middleman is completely cut out whenever you grow your own tomato in your backyard. If you're thinking those first 3 tips were pretty simple, pretty easy, but I don't know about the whole composting, growing your own food thing, I started growing my own vegetables in containers on my porch. I don't have acreage. I don't have large swaths of land. I literally started growing my own food in buckets. Then eventually I was able to move on to raised garden beds, which is where my food is growing now. And every year I increase how much food I'm growing. I increase how many varieties of food I'm growing because the knowledge, the skill comes with experience. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Those are 5 sustainable hacks that you can make in your life so that you can start wasting less, so that you can start saving and keeping more of your own money in your pocket, and so that you can become more empowered to do more things for and by yourself, so that you don't need to rely as much on the outside world for everything that you use on a daily basis. Whether you've been trying to live more sustainably for years or this is the first you're hearing about it, I hope this video was helpful. Please let me know if you have any other sustainable ideas down in the comments below. Let me know if any of these ideas have helped you. I can't wait to see all of you beautiful people next time, but until then, have an absolutely wonderful day.